What's going on, my loves? This Knowledge Butterfly just came back in because I did my new moon ritual today. And it was beautiful. All of my new moon and full moon rituals always feel like just like I'm not even on this planet sometimes, to be honest. They feel so powerful. Like I can feel the power behind each one of them. This time I did a different new moon ritual. Last month I laid down. I created like a little mat on the floor and got a pillow so I could be comfortable, like for my back and my head. And I just breathe. I was breathing in and out like really slow, deep breaths. And excuse me, this cat is distracting because he's trying to catch a fly. This cat is something else. But anywho's, I was, after I cleared my mind and I could feel like my body was just floating and felt at peace. I then, started to visualize what I wanted to manifest, my intention versus writing it down. And I laid there for probably like 30 minutes. And then I also listened to a new moon meditation music. And that was very powerful. Like I said, it's something I would definitely do again as far as a ritual. This time though, with the new moon in Libra, and Libra being the sign of balance, so I look at it, I like the word equilibrium. So it's my mind, my body, and my soul being at perfect equilibrium. And what I decided to do, since I love my color meditation, my color wheel meditation is what I call it. And with this being, like I said, in Libra, even though Venus is in retrograde, Venus is the planet that governs and rules Libra, and it's currently in retrograde, and it's retrograde in Scorpio. However, I still utilize the color green, so all the stones in the circle are green, except for at the 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 9 o'clock. I have I have clear crystals. I have selenite. I have rainbow moonstone. I have a clear quartz cluster, excuse me, and I have white opal. So I have those four at, like I said, those particular points. And everything else in it is green. I have serpentine. I actually can show you right now. Let me turn the camera around. Okay, so I have malachite, one of my favorite ones. And malachite, I'm blocking the light. Malachite is for Sagittarius, and my sun is in Sagittarius. I have ruby zoisite, which that is a great one to have because you have, the green for your heart and the zoisite, and then you have the ruby, the red, for your root chakra. I have emerald here. You can see my rainbow moonstone, which I love this one because it almost reminds me of like rolling dice or some shit. Who knows? And I have green aventurine, and I can keep going on and on and on. And then my selenite wand here, and serpentine, and yeah. So I have some really, really, really good stones, and so I set my circle, and as I was sitting in my circle, that's where I actually went ahead and I wrote my intentions in the circle. I thought that was the perfect place to do it. And I lit a candle, and I had the candle sitting in front of the selenite one, which is facing to the east. Because anytime I meditate, I face to the east. And I actually should probably do a video about the importance of what direction you do your meditation in. That's actually very important. So yeah, even though the sun is already set and it sets to the west, I still meditate towards the east. And when you think about that, I know you probably think about how people who are Islamic, they at certain points of the day, they actually make sure that they are doing their prayers towards the east. And yeah, it's definitely for a reason. It's a spiritual reason behind it. So, anywho's, I did my meditation, color wheel meditation, and it was very powerful. For 11 minutes, I was listening to meditation music, and then once the music went off, I remained meditating. And honestly, after the music went off, and I was just listening to the sound of the box fan and also the crickets outdoors, that's actually when the meditation just like took off to a whole nother level. And I could feel my chakra wheels moving. My heart, slowed down, and actually my body started to heat up some. So it just like it was really powerful. It was like it's really hard to explain, to be honest, but like I said, I could feel my chakras moving on my spine, and my cerebellum chakra, which a lot of people don't talk about, but that's a very important chakra. I felt that, and I just felt like not a throbbing like you have a headache, but yeah, kind of like a throbbing feeling, like my all my chakras were just activated, and it was beautiful, and it was calming, and it was peaceful at the same time. So I just felt connected to my higher self at that point. And that's really the best time to actually set your intentions and things like that, when your higher self is the one that is, basically taking the wheel of this body per se. So I did that, and after I finished my meditation, I went ahead after that, because at that point, you're calm, and your higher self, like I said, your higher self has more of the steering power of the wheel of this vehicle. So that's the perfect time to say, for me to have set my intentions, because I wrote them before I meditated, and then after I meditated and I was at a serene place, then I went ahead and said all of them. I think I had 9. And then after I finished my meditation, I meditated for probably like 30 minutes. I let myself get to the point where I felt like I was more grounded again. Because when your higher self takes over, you are in the clouds. Like, it takes a moment for you to come back. And even when you open your eyes and you're looking around, like, at things, and it just feels different. So, anywho's, I went ahead and went outdoors. I took my piece of paper out the notepad and I went outdoors. That fly that he keeps trying to get flew by me. But like I told you before in my last video when I did my full moon ritual, I definitely prefer to burn the paper. It is a release. It is definitely a release of that energy, because we know that everything, all is energy. And so, burning the paper, when I first lit it on fire, it was crazy because, well, first, before let me talk about before I lit it on fire, I decided that I was going to, because I recited all of my intentions 3 times, each one of the 9 3 times, before I went outside to burn the paper, right? So when I went outside to burn the paper, I was like, I'm gonna recite it one more time out in the ether, just put it out into the atmosphere. The stars were beautiful and everything, and as I was reciting them, I was looking at the stars, and I was also visualizing, just like I visualized when I was sitting in my color wheel meditation circle. So after I said my last one, no lie, after I said my last intention, a light just flew through the sky like a shooting star. Just flew through the sky. And it wasn't high enough to be a shooting star, but as fast as it went, I couldn't really tell you what it was. But I know that it was a sign from the universe. So I have to give thanks for that, just being grateful for that. So yeah, I went ahead, and after that, I went and set my paper on fire. And as I was getting, the wind had started to pick up as soon as I went out there, actually. So as I set it on fire, it almost, not immediately, but it pretty much blew it out. So I had to light it one more time. And when I lit it the second time, it just went up in flames. Like, I put it into the little, it's like a planter. So I put it in there and let it burn. That way it won't, spread and burn anything up, here. So, it took off after that. And then, I just spread it. I spread the ashes over the earth so that the wind can blow it, in the direction that it's supposed to go. And just trusting in the universe, and knowing that That's the thing with any intentions and manifestation. You have to know, you have to trust in the universe that it's actually already happening, and not that it's something in the future, that you have it now. You know, that everything you want, everything you need, you have it right now. You just have to know it. And so, I know it. I honestly know it. And since I know it, it's already done. It's like, it's really nothing for me to do, besides just be, just really be, just be happy and be grateful. Which, when I was meditating, I just kept thinking how grateful I am. And to be honest, that magnified that experience, because I was just thinking how grateful I am that my higher self is connecting with me, and just being here with me, and like showing me, revealing herself to me. That energy, that balanced energy, that feminine and masculine energy all in one. And just being grateful for it, it did make my experience. And that's when my chakras and my chakra wheels just started to really like rotate, and I just felt the power of that, of the meditation. So yeah, I just really wanted to share that with you guys. Just how powerful, how truly powerful doing the any type of moon ritual is, and connecting to your darkness. And just you know just doing what you feel, how that makes the difference. Because I don't Google and see, um as far as how everybody does their rituals and things like that. I might get an idea, like, um for instance, okay, the color green has to do with Venus, and that's why I have green stones. So I might get an idea. I'm like, okay, yeah, green is definitely the color of Venus. Let me just put all green stones in, but let me do a circle, and let me sit in that circle, because the power of sitting in a circle, it does magnify. It does magnify your meditation. It does magnify your manifestation. It does magnify what you're doing at that moment. So that's why I definitely, yeah, that's why I definitely always love doing a circle. However, the whole writing my intentions before and then saying them in the circle after, afterwards, and then going outside and burning the paper, like doing the whole thing, that's all just, I go by my feeling, by my intuition, by being led by the ancestors. Because the ancestors will never steer you wrong. When you call upon, your spirit guides, your ancestors, they will help you, and they will show you the way. And also another thing I did, of course, is I made sure that I gave respect, manners, and respect to the ancestors, to the ancient deities, to Aset, and to Asar, and to Oshun, and to Ogun, and to Papalekpa, and to my, and also to my family, like some of the people who have transitioned, like my mother. I always give love to that beautiful soul. And my father's father, my grandfather, and my great grandfather, who was a minister. And I just wanted to make sure that I gave that love and respect to the female and the masculine side, for the balance, the equilibrium. So that's really all I wanted to share with you guys. That I did my new moon ritual. I feel refreshed and free. And even though the new moon was on the 8th, you can still do it up to 3 days after, and 3 days before the new moon. So it's all good. It's all fine. And I actually chose today specifically because it was the 11th. And I thought that felt right to me to do it on the 11th. But anywho's, because of that 1-1, that master number, intuitive number. But I'm gonna end the video on this note, guys. I really appreciate your love, and your likes, and your subscriptions to my Knowledge Butterfly channel, and also for following me on my Instagram and liking, what I do, and loving what I do. That love energy and that love frequency that you've been sending my way, and as always, I send it your way. And if I didn't say it at the beginning, of course, as always, sending you peace, loves, blessings, and abundance. And Sending you love out to the ether. Since I'm holding the phone, I can't really send it out like I want to. However, I still am sending the love out to you, just not in the heart shape, guys. So, peace, guys.